Okay, so let's just dive right in. We are going to tackle a problem that, I'm not kidding, every single person on the planet faces: how to finally stop caring what other people think about you. It's this huge invisible weight, right? And today, we're going to figure out how to put it down for good.
You know that feeling, don't you? You've got a great photo or just a random thought you want to share, but you hesitate. You stop. Maybe you send it to a friend first, asking, "Hey, is this okay to post?" That little moment of doubt? That's it right there. That's the constant search for someone else's approval.
And here's the absolute first thing you need to get. If you feel this way, you are not weak. It is not some personal flaw you have. This feeling is literally wired into our human psychology. That's why just telling yourself to stop caring never works. You have to understand where it comes from before you can actually start to rewire it. So, let's get into the why. Why are we so deeply, profoundly affected by what other people think? It turns out this is a very, very old story. I want you to think way, way back, from an evolutionary point of view. For our ancestors, belonging to the group, the tribe, was everything. It meant survival. If you were accepted, you were safe. But if you got kicked out, your chances of making it on your own were pretty much zero. That deep, primal need to fit in is still with us, even though the stakes today are, a little different. So let's look at how that ancient wiring plays out in our modern world. Today, survival isn't about running from predators. It's about navigating these really complex social circles we all live in.
And that brings us to this idea of external validation. It's a fancy term for a simple thing. We look to other people to tell us we're okay, that we're worthy. And the more we get that praise, the more we need it. And it can actually become a kind of addiction. You start needing that hit of approval just to feel good about yourself. And that is a really dangerous game to play.
And here's what it really costs you. When you're always looking outside for validation, you completely lose trust in your own judgment. You become more anxious, more insecure, because your self-worth is literally in someone else's hands. And without even realizing it, you've handed over control of your own life to other people, from the small stuff like what you post online to the huge life decisions you make.
So how in the world do we start taking that control back? Well, it all begins with a huge mindset shift. We have to completely reframe what someone else's judgment actually is. This right here, this is the key. When someone judges you, it almost never has anything to do with you. Think of it like this. Their judgment is a crystal clear window, not into you, but into their own insecurities, their own fears, and all the ways they hold themselves back.
I mean, let's just be logical for a second. How can someone else possibly have a truly valid opinion on your life? They haven't lived your experiences. They haven't walked in your shoes. Every single person is operating from their own personal playbook. So the advice they give is for their life, not yours. It just doesn't make sense to use their blueprint for your building. And that brings me to another huge idea. A lot of us walk around feeling like there's this giant spotlight following us, and everyone is watching and dissecting everything we do. But here's the thing. That feeling, it's mostly in our own heads. Psychologists actually have a name for it: the spotlight effect. The reality is so much less scary. Most people are not paying nearly as much attention to you as you think. While you're agonizing over what they think about your new haircut, they're busy worrying about what people think of their outfit. Everyone is the main character in their own movie. Okay, but what about the people who are judging? Because let's be real, it happens. But even then, it's not about you. When someone tries to tear you down, it's almost always a clumsy, insecure attempt to make themselves feel a little bit taller, a little more powerful. It's a reflection of their own baggage, not yours. All right, so we've talked about the big mindset shifts. Now, let's get practical. Let's talk about an actual step-by-step action plan to build that inner strength, that unshakable confidence. We're going to break this down into 3 really clear steps. First, we have to look inward and explore something called our shadow self. Then, we're going to look outward and practice a little exposure therapy. And finally, the ultimate goal, we're going to learn to embrace the cringe. So step 1, shadow work. It sounds kind of mysterious, but it just means getting to know and accept the parts of yourself you've pushed away or feel ashamed of. Because when you have a really solid, honest sense of who you are, the good, the bad, all of it, nobody's opinion can shake you. Their words just have nothing to stick to. Okay, on to step 2. The only reason we're afraid of judgment is because we're really afraid of rejection. So, what if we just faced it head on? Exposure therapy is all about intentionally doing things that might get you judged until you get so used to disapproval that it just loses its power over you. You're basically building up an immunity.
And this leads us to the final goal. Embrace being a little cringy sometimes. Post that goofy video, wear the weird outfit, be loud. You'll quickly figure out one of two things. Either nobody cares and the bad reaction you were scared of never happens, or it does, and you survive. Life goes on. Surviving those moments proves that the fear in your head is so much worse than reality, and that builds some serious courage.
Ultimately, all of these steps, all this work, is leading to one single destination: the freedom to live a truly, unapologetically authentic life.
And this is the bottom line right here. You can try to make yourself smaller, more agreeable, try to please everybody, and you will still be judged by someone. Insecure people will always find a reason to criticize. So, if judgment is going to happen no matter what, wouldn't you rather be judged for being yourself?
So let's just lay out the two choices. Path number one, you live for approval. You'll get judged anyway, you'll feel fake and unhappy, and you'll never really find your people. Path number two, you live for authenticity. You'll still get judged, but you will feel happy and aligned, and you will naturally attract the people who get you, your true community. The choice seems pretty clear, doesn't it? So I'll just leave you with this question. Imagine getting to the end of your life and realizing you spent most of it worrying about the temporary opinions of people who didn't even matter that much. You can't win the game of public approval, so you might as well just play your own. If you're going to be judged either way, who are you going to be?